Welcome everyone to Forza Horizon 3, and today we're dealing with the 2017 Mercedes-AMG GTR. So yeah, this is the car that's one up from the GTS, which is a car that I absolutely adore for several reasons. I think it looks great, I think the car sounds great, it handles really well, it's relatively practical for a car in its class, and yeah, it's just a really nice and fun car to drive. So yeah, there's a lot of expectations laid upon this car, because obviously being the higher up version, it's got to be a whole lot better as well. So yeah, in terms of actual looks, it generally looks the same, though it does have a splitter at the front, air inlets at the front, the fixed rear wing, and the exhaust is also in the centre, not one either side like the GTS. Also got a rear diffuser and a front diffuser as well to go with it. But apart from that, it's broadly looking the same, and underneath it's pretty much the same as well. It's got the exact same 4 litre twin turbocharged V8, which now produces 577 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet of torque, which is 74 horsepower more than the GTS and 37 pounds-feet of torque more as well. This also weighs 145 pounds less than the GTS at 3,428 pounds. So it's got more power, less weight, and more torque as well to go with it. And with all that aerodynamic tweaks that it's got on it as well, it's also going to be a lot better in terms of handling. So yeah, the usual kind of thing with a car that's upgraded from the previous model, but it still keeps all the stuff inside that's made the GTS such a nice car. So it's still got all the usual stuff, and it's still a practical car as well with the boot. So yeah, on the whole it's pretty much the same, but slightly improved over the GTS. But to see what it's really like, we're going to go take it out onto the circuit, so let's see what it can do. Right, here we are. Let's see what this car is made of. So as you would expect, weighing less and having more power than the GTS, it is somewhat quicker, though only in a couple of regards. In one regard it's actually slightly slower for some reason. In terms of the 0 to 60 time, it is a little bit slower at 3.616 seconds, whereas the GTS can do it in 3.585 seconds. So yeah, not even 0.1 of a second in it, but for whatever reason it's slightly slower. Maybe the car just can't handle that extra power as much off the line. I'm not quite sure. Maybe Forza Horizon 3 has it wrong in terms of the figures, but they're the ones I've got to work with, so they're the ones I'm stating. But in terms of 0 to 100 time, it's actually quicker. It can do a 0 to 100 in 7.8 seconds, whereas the GTS can only do it in 8.384 seconds. I say only, but that's still relatively quick. But yeah, it's quicker than 0 to 100 time, which again is no surprise with having more power. But it's still surprising that it's slightly slower in terms of 0 to 60. But thanks to the aerodynamics, it's also slightly slower in terms of the top speed. This can do 190 mph, whereas the GTS can do 197. Though where this car completely trumps the GTS is in terms of handling, because this, with its aerodynamic tweaks, handles absolutely beautifully for a rear-wheel drive car that has nearly 600 horsepower. You really can't fault it. It's superb in terms of braking as well, having that less weight going for it. And it just pulls out the corner with all that extra torque as well. Well, the only thing that I'm really disliking this car for over the GTS is the engine noise. I know why it's not as good in terms of engine noise, it's because obviously they've had to turn up the turbochargers to get that extra power out of it. But it's just slightly dulled down that really good V8 engine noise. Not sort of say it sounds awful or anything, because it still does sound good, but it doesn't sound as raw or as violent as the GTS, which, even though that also does have turbochargers, because they're not turned up all the way, you don't even really hear them at all, whereas you can on this. So yeah, besides that, it's a solid car. With all its handling and with its better acceleration up to 100 mph and its relatively high top speed, which granted isn't as high as the GTS, is still pretty good for a car in this class. And yeah, still looks great, still sounds pretty good even though not as good as the GTS, and yeah, overall handling is pretty superb. Highly recommend trying this car out. I'm sure this will be a favourite among other racers in this game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.